Mrs. Claus stood in front of her large gas stove, directing a lecture with a spatula to the 3 elves sitting around a long rectangle-shaped dining table, whose base and legs were ornately carved with tiny angels strumming harps. Up and ready for the day, Mrs. Claus wore an ankle-length pink Christmas dress. She was a short, dainty woman. This morning, her hair was neatly pinned with curled tendrils cascading down the sides of her round face, accented by a tiny set of round bifocals perched on the top of her little nose. To Mrs. Claus, Christmas was everything. It meant gift-giving, good smells, music, and lots of traditions. The combination of such was important in making Christmas complete. The smells that most often permeated the corners of her home during the holiday season were a tapestry of hot cinnamon, cloves, apples, and fresh pine. Mrs. Claus was also famous around the North Pole for her constant humming of Christmas carols throughout the entire month of December. The behavior was addictive, and within the first week, everyone was humming or singing as they worked. As for traditions were the very essence of Christmas.
"Bring the tree in through the West Hall, and don't bend those branches," she chided. "I love those long, beautiful branches. And remember, I would like to have it in the study before lunchtime." She brought her spatula up, commanding the elves' attention, in its stand and ready to be decorated. "Yes, Mrs. Claus. Yes, Mrs. Claus. Yes, Mrs. Claus," the 3 elves responded dutifully. "But don't hurry. I don't want you boys to rush. Be careful." Mrs. Claus was emphasizing each point with a downward swing of her spatula, splattering pancake batter in tiny dots across the counter.
"Good morning, sweetheart,"
Santa bellowed from the bottom of the stairs, forgetting the frayed pocket momentarily. He stepped from the last stair onto the tile kitchen floor. Mrs. Claus turned her attention from the elves at the table to Santa, who bent over and kissed her lightly on the cheek.
"Good morning yourself. I began to think you had forgotten what week this was," Mrs. Claus retorted.
Santa just smiled and took the plate of pancakes that Mrs. Claus presented him, walking to his chair at the head of the table.
"I see that you have my elves out getting your tree again this year,"
Santa quipped, winking at the elves, who winked through mouths full of food.
"Santa," Mrs. Claus turned back toward him, hands on her hips, "today all they will be required to do is simply cut down the tree, bring it in, and then get my boxes of decoration from the storage sheds."
"Dear, I've seen you work on your Christmas trees. You will have these boys busy making adjustments and moving objects until after I'm gone on Christmas Eve."
Santa's eyes twinkled.
To keep listening to this audiobook, I've left you a link in the description so you can do it, at no cost thanks to Audible's 30-day free trial.